believe his own words. Harry instantly pulled into back gear, but it took a few moments for the boat to react, and for a few eternal seconds it seemed to be about to collide with the body, which was moving this way and that in the surface of the water, right by Sancta Anna Street. Her arms were white, her dress blue, and her hair, floating like seaweed, was blonde. Georg managed to get this story out of Harry Madsen little by little while the medics pulled the body out of the water. Oscar Widd, from the technical department, photographing everything. Trine had arrived a few minutes after her boss, a sports bag slung over her shoulder, and Georg guessed that she'd also had different plans for her Saturday. Was it CrossFit she did? Georg vaguely remembered the lecture she'd given him when she first started working on his team, having been transferred from Frederikshavn. They'd been in the cafeteria, and just below her bangs, her blue eyes had shone with disgust at the many carbs on his plate. He remembered thinking that her 28 was no age at all. Trine jumped into the boat and collected the names of all the passengers, something that had to be done but which Georg doubted would lead anywhere. He turned towards Carmen, who was surprisingly calm. She was skinny and dark-haired with a vague accent, Spanish or Italian probably. "Are you okay? Do you need to talk to someone?" Georg asked. She shook her head. "No, I'm all right. I'd just like to get out of here." Georg took a good look at her. "All right. If you change your mind, let me know." Georg got her full name and address and asked her to go through what had gone down. She couldn't tell him much. The boat had left at 9:03 a.m., the delay caused by a married couple who came running at the last minute. Yes, Carmen had been the first to see the girl. Her back had been turned upwards and she had been stuck under the bridge. It would have been around 9:30, but she hadn't checked her watch. Yes, the captain had called the main office, who'd then contacted the police. One of the medics poked him on the shoulder, looking carefully at Carmen. "She's out of the water now. Want to take a look before we go?" Georg pocketed his notebook and noticed Trine, who was jumping off the boat at that very moment. "Anyone see anything?" he asked her. She shook her head. "Some idiot keeps repeating that it's a doll. He should probably speak to someone. Otherwise, nothing noteworthy. Only the ones in the first few rows actually saw the body." Georg walked over to the captain. "You can leave now," he told him. "Is someone waiting in the other end to receive everyone when you get back?" Harry Madsen nodded. He looked pale. "The main office is sending someone," he said. "Right. Well, have a good trip back," Georg said and nodded. Carmen jumped back into the boat and Georg walked over to the ambulance, Trine at his heels. For 2 seconds he allowed himself to look towards the spiral of the Church of Our Saviour glistening in the blue sky, the medics preparing the body for inspection somewhere on his periphery. Then he forced himself to look at the harsh reality. Fortunately, the open doors of the ambulance covered the girl from view of the nice red and yellow houses close by. No one would choke on their morning coffee. The girl had been put in a black body bag. Her hair was still wet, as if she'd just returned from a little swim. Her eyes were only half shut. The strapless, light blue summer dress was tight around her body. She was beautiful, objectively speaking. Even features and full lips. Georg estimated her to be in her mid-20s. She looked like a young woman who'd been out all night after drinking a little too much and who, any time, would wake up with a hangover. Georg noticed something and pushed the edge of the body bag down. On her right forearm was a red mark. He showed it to Trine. "Looks like a burn," she said. Georg muttered in agreement. "We'll consult the medical examiner." He waved over Oscar Widd and pointed at the burn. Widd took a few shots with the camera.